Good morning, everyone. It is September the 14th, 2016. Time to kick off another trading day. Looking at the overnight session, we've got a P, D right here. Markets point up, definitely have a P right here. And so the spill came from 12. We're going to have a little bit of resistance at 8 around numbers. So I think the key for today is whether we can get through this 8 to 12 area. We should test that area. What happens when a market breaks or rallies? You're going to find stage number 1, find number 2, a price that cuts off the selling. That's number 2 right there. The selling that took place yesterday is number 1. Then we come up and we find out where resistance might be. Late in the afternoon we had resistance at 6. You can see that it held until P and W period this morning. So the market is probing higher right now, looking for resistance. And off the structure, somewhere between 8 and 12, we ought to find sellers if the bearish sentiment prevails. There is no news today to affect our markets, so we're going to look for resistance in this 8 to 12 area, and I'm guessing it may be the upper end. I've got an attractor here at 9. I've got an attractor here at 12. So structurally, getting short at 7.5 or better is where the market would have us. So I'm going to put the first sell at 11 to 12, 11 to 15. But that first sell might be at 8. Don't know. Right now we're going to play for higher because we have buying behind us. The 19 to 23 for sell 2. Import prices minus 1/10. Export prices minus 1/10. Crude oil inventories plus 2.8 million barrels. That's our news today. Overnight, EU industrial production was down 1.1%. Japanese industrial production was revised lower. That was the major news. In the currency markets, China came in and hammered those that were short the yuan. Took the overnight repo rate from 2.9% to north of 8. And that pretty well did those shorts in. These central banks and governments are desperate these days. They'll do anything in their power to maintain that power. Okay, looking at the support side, 31 all the way up to 0.5, maybe the London low at 2.5. So buy number 1 is 31 to 3. Then 21.25. Have to give it some downside to because the market is selling. Okay, the 30 years off some 2 points. The 10 years off 2 points. Plus, the 30 year has come off 7 points since the 7th of September. A huge move lower. So some retracement, some consolidation is in order. I don't know what will trigger and do that. Maybe next week's FOMC announcement, where given the economic news that's going on and everything, this administration desire to stay in power, I just can't see Janet Yellen taking on Obama in that machine, nor Hillary. So I don't think they raise interest rates. Okay, looking at where resistance is, we've got this high at 5, we've got this low right here at 31. So our first resistance area is 1 to the buck. So 3 to 7, sell 1. 15 to 19, sell 2. On the buy side, support might be as low as 20, so 16 to 20 will be number 1. 9 to 13, buy 1. and 1 to 5 by 2. Playing for consolidation day. This market has moved 7 points since the 7th. Big move, and it wasn't a real solid piece of news. It was Japan hinting that they're going to do something to steepen the yield curve, in combination with the ECB doing nothing to their QE program. But the Japan comment spooked people more than what the ECB did not do. Gold was stable, or it was when I looked at it earlier this morning. So, looks like we're trying to trade higher. 28 to 30, sell 1. 34, 36, sell 2. On the buy side, 20 to 22. Then 15 to 17. I still don't have really good data on my Euro contract for some reason. All over the map, so well 1275, sell 1. 113 even, sell 2. On the buy side, 40 to 50, and then 1225. I didn't see the API numbers last night. On crude, didn't have much impact on the market, whatever they were. I think the market's in a sell mode. We still have the seller that's operating in the market, and for the right reasons, more supply than demand. We do have the OPEC meeting on the 28th. So 45 even, 45 and a quarter, sell 1. 45, 50, 75, sell 2. I think we're going to go for stops below 44.75, so 44.50, 75, buy 1, and 44, 44 and a quarter, buy 2. So really want to sell 45s and buy against 44 if possible. A build of 2.8, if that is the case, would be negative. Okay, the ES hasn't tested the low from the other day. Well, 2100 is still holding up pretty well. The economic news around the globe shows economic contraction with negative numbers for European and Japanese industrial production. So looking at this structure, we've got resistance basically at 2130. That was where the break was in the market yesterday. And then the next area we're going to have resistance is going to be the 2135 to 40 area. So 29s to 31s, sell 1. 34s to 39s, sell 2. On the buy side, I think we can take it a little bit lower, but the London session is a B. The Globex session opening through Asia was a P. but we're going to have some support at 21.20. So 19s to 21 buy 1, and then 14 to 16 buy 2. So basically trying to buy 21.15s to 21.20s and selling the 21.30 area or better. The news isn't any to speak of. Import-export prices both forecast to be minus 1/10. Crude oil, probably the biggest number today, plus 2.8 million barrels. Okay, going to take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. Back with you as soon as possible.